Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout joined by Andrew Zerhide this week. And Andrew, welcome back. Glad to have you back.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
I think the last time you were here, we were talking, the Red Sox had scored, I don't know, it was 10 runs in that ninth inning or whatever, and they seem to haven't stopped since then. It seems like getting into the offense, obviously a big win on Tuesday night over Chicago. Chris Sale pitching, but let's get to the offense first. 6 home runs in that big win over the last 10 games. Now they're 8-2.
Yep.
Over 6.5 runs a game. This offense, although it started slowly, it seems like it's picking up as we talked about. As the summer heats up or as these guys get into a groove, they're scoring runs now. Yeah,
they finally are scoring runs, and really last night, those 6 home runs, it's the first time I think we've seen more than, three?
I think so, yeah.
So that was huge. Hopefully we can see that going forward. And I think when the Red Sox score more than, I think if they score 5 or more runs this year, they win almost every single game.
Yeah.
So their starting pitching has really been pretty solid. That 5th spot, I know Brian Johnson filled that role very nicely last time. But that 5th spot's been a little shaky, but for the most part, the starting pitching has been there. So if the offense can just, score at least 5 runs a game, it gives them a really good chance to win.
Right, and we talked about it at the beginning of the season where they weren't scoring a ton of runs, they weren't hitting home runs, but they were still getting on base, they weren't striking out, they were walking, and you knew it was only a matter of time. These guys are good hitters. Mookie Betts, Xander Bogaerts, I know he hasn't hit a lot of home runs, but he hit his first one last week on Thursday night, and then he's hit one since then. Devin Marrero hitting 2 last night, and we'll get to him in a little bit, but getting back to the starting rotation that you said, looks like David Price, pitching his first game on Monday, Memorial Day, against the White Sox, held his own for 5 innings. He held it. He kept the team in it, like you said. Didn't give up a ton of runs, kept the team in it. Obviously, ultimately, they get the loss. Bullpen kind of faltered a little bit there. But you look at it and you say, not bad. And then he's pitching against Baltimore.
Right.
Hopefully, he's on the right track. Put him in as the 4th starter. That'd be a pretty good rotation.
Right, and he looked pretty solid. I think his command was a little shaky at times, but would he go 5 innings? 3 earned runs?
Yeah, 3 runs on the 3-run homer by Cabrera. He only gave up 2 hits.
Yeah, and it was really those. It was 2 back-to-back walks that
and then the
set
home
up
run
the
by
home run. So his command was a little off, but his velocity was there. I think he was throwing 96.
Yep.
And he was doing that consistently, so, that's a great sign. I think it's better than a lot of people expected. You obviously want him to go more than 5 innings, but, for the first start this year, you have to remember he basically missed all of spring training. So he had those 2 minor league starts. He got shelled, but it was mostly just about health, how his arm felt.
Yep.
So he missed all of spring training, only had 2 starts and made that start. All signs are pointing toward he's ready to go.
Right, and it was kind of like, it was a good thing you mentioned that because it's kind of like his first start of the year. It wasn't like it was a mid-season rehab and then he's coming back. This was his first start, so there's no need to stretch him out to 100-plus pitches.
Right.
I guess if he really needed to come back out, he could have come back out for that 6th inning. He'd only thrown 88 pitches, but there was no need to.
It's not worth it.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get the win for him, but you're right, he pitched decent. So it just is funny how the first part of the season, we talked about it. We were worried about their offense. We were worried about their starting pitching. And now it kind of looks like there's only 2 teams better than them in the American League, record-wise.
Right.
One is the Astros, and they have a ridiculous record. They scored, 9 runs the other day in the 8th inning. And then one's the Yankees. They're only 3 games. So this team is kind of coming together, and they don't look half bad.
Right. I think a few days ago, before they had at least 3 more wins, I think they were projected, at the beginning of the year, they were projected for, I read somewhere it was like 93 wins.
Yeah, it was right around the low 90s, right.
And before really this last week, they were projected for about 90, and then they got hot.
Yep.
So now they're back on track for that. Maybe even they're projected a little higher. Because they have been winning. They're 8-2 their last 10 games. So,
they're playing fine.
Yeah, they are. They look really good.
Now, one thing we might want to worry about, I don't know if it's a big scare. Dustin Pedroia, obviously, that didn't look good. He's going to be on the DL, or he is on the DL. It looks like they avoided a major scare without any type of real ligament damage. But he's going to be on the DL. So what does that mean? So it looks like now you'll have Marrero play 3rd with Sandoval, because now Sandoval, he joined the team last night, and then Rutledge plays 2nd.
Yep.
That's the only thing that worries me now is they got a little bit of infield depth problems.
Yeah, they do. And again, not again, but Brock Holt.
Yeah.
He has been out for a long time with vertigo, I believe, is what he's dealing with. And he's been gone for over a month.
Yeah, he's been gone for a while.
And he's really kind of the backup option to when infield guys get hurt.
Right.
And with Dustin Pedroia, you have to remember he's had hand and wrist problems before, and he's been able to play through it, but his power goes out the window.
Yep.
No power if he has any trouble with his hands. So it's a little cause for concern, but I mean, just a 10-day DL, if that's all it takes, if he goes out for 2 weeks and he's back,
that's fine.
That's fine.
Right, they could have dodged a major bullet. So a lot of season to go. We're about at the 1/3 mark, so not bad position where they are right now. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some Celtics. Their season finally ended last week, and obviously the NBA Finals coming up as well. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.